50-50.
You have to wear it half of the video.
Half the jersey. You know, Carter did say I should wear a Chief jersey, but I don't have a garbage bag close. No, that was methodical. Okay.
Well, I am the new Gordon after all.
You intro. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm retired. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I'm depressed. I'm your host, Gordon Gamble, joined by this beauty of a man here, Kiro, and we're back to break down another slate of NFL action, baby. Week 7, we're going on. We have a week to recover after the Bills Monday night fiasco, and hopefully we don't slip like Allen did on that 1-yard line.
Allen leans forward, and I don't think he got there.
I'm depressed. So, getting personal right off the bat, but that's okay. Beautiful slate, lots of stuff to go over. A lot of teams missing, right? It's week 7, a lot of teams on bye, and that means a lot of opportunity for us to snipe those low-range, those low-owned, high-value targets. And I'm ready to do it, man. I'm ready to get her going, increase the bankroll, and make some money. What are your thoughts on this one, my friend?
Yeah, like you said, a lot of teams on their bye week this week, which means that, again, a lot of the big names are out just like they were last week. But that didn't stop us from making money last week, so it won't stop us here again.
I mean, if it wasn't for the Chargers fiasco, I mean, we did really, really well considering. A lot of our core plays hit. We're here to do it again. Let's not waste any more time. First off, quarterback position. Our play of the week is going to be the beauty himself, the most beautiful man in sports, Mr. Stomach Cramps, Lamar Jackson.
You just had to go at him again and again.
Lamar Jackson sitting here at a price tag of $7,400, and he's facing the Cincinnati Bengals defense. We all know what happened last time they played him. I mean, he absolutely went off, torched him for so many run yards. You see that highlight reel of him just 360ing that guy, breaking some ankles, and I think he does it again here. I mean, he's averaging 26.6 fan points in the first place. He's the 4th most expensive quarterback, and rightfully so. I think it's just his time to go off here. I think the game's going to be competitive. I think he's going to be able to go out there and put on another showcase like he did against our Chargers last week. At that same high price range, though, I mean, you cannot go wrong with Kyler Murray against the worst team in football right now, the Texans. And then you got Matthew Stafford playing a team who is 0-6 in the Detroit Lions. So, I mean, 2 guys with a lot of upside there. I think they absolutely smash. Again, Mahomes against Tennessee. You can't go wrong there either. A lot of good options, but Lamar Jackson, he's our guy. We're sticking to that. On the other side of that game, our fade of the week this week is going to be Joe Burrow. Tell us a bit more about that one.
Yeah, I mean, Burrow is sitting here at $6,200, so significantly lower than those other guys at the top end, but we don't love him a lot this week. I mean, the Baltimore defense has been relatively good. We just don't think his matchup is great. We expect Lamar to really go off in that game, but we don't expect the Cincinnati Bengals to be able to put up the same kind of scores as the Ravens, so not somebody we love this week.
Yeah, you just asked Justin Herbert about how he fared against that Baltimore defense. And then you have someone in Herbert who didn't do that well, and he has so many more tools than Burrow does. I do think that that defense is able to get to him and expose him this week. Your voice is almost as deep as my pockets after cashing the Cardinals. That was really depressing. Okay. Moving right along to the running back position. I mean, just like we mentioned previously, there's 2 really, really good teams going up against some really bad teams this week. So we are targeting Darrell Henderson Jr. and Chase Edmonds as our 2 studs this week. Henderson playing that Lions defense. We know he's able to go out there, get touchdowns, run the ball a lot. And then Chase Edmonds has been putting up insane numbers, and he doesn't even have a touchdown yet, right? So you have 2 guys, a lot of potential. They've been doing really, really well this year, and I think they're going to do even better, especially in these matchups. On the other hand, our fade of the week is going to be Khalil Herbert. Tell us a bit more about that one.
A guy that in previous weeks we've posted in some of our lineups in Herbert is somebody that we don't like as much this week because Williams is back in that Chicago offense. He wasn't there last week, which meant that we saw some value in that backup running back coming in and getting a lot of those touches on the ball. But this week with Williams back, we just don't see the value in Herbert here. He is a little bit lower of a salary, but if you're going to find a guy at that price range, there's lots of better options there than a guy who's not going to be getting that touches with Damian Williams back in the lineup.
I mean, if you want to pay that much anyways, you can go grab Williams from KC. You can go grab Devontae Booker again. So many good options, and you can stay away from the guy who will be the backup this week. Moving right along to the wide receiver position. I mean, we can talk all day about Cooper Kupp being Matthew Stafford's best friend, even in blowouts and getting 32 points. Or we can talk about someone much, much cheaper, a stack with our core quarterback play of the week. Rashad Bateman sitting at a price tag of 3.4K. Look at us getting that value out this week. I mean, he's gone out there. He's done really, really well recently. His first game back, 4 receptions, and that was against the Chargers. So lots of upside for him here. I think he has a really solid spot in this offense, and I do think that the Ravens beat the Bengals pretty convincingly this week, and he's going to be a big focal point of that offense. Another person we like at that low value is going to be someone like Russell Gage if he does play. I'm not a fan of that Miami defense. I mean, if Trevor Lawrence and Jacksonville can beat him, everybody can. But no, if Gage does come back, he will be that number 2 wide receiver on that team. I think he has a lot of upside at 4K, and hopefully he goes overlooked this week. Another person you go up to, again, is Tyreek Hill. I mean, facing Tennessee. I have a personal vendetta against Tennessee now myself, but I think Hill has the ideal matchup to go out there and do exactly what Diggs did last weekend. Same thing with DJ Moore. 2 guys, focal points of that offense, lots of speed, lots of opportunity to put up big, big numbers. However, a fade this week is actually someone who is decently expensive and considered maybe one of the best wide receivers in the league.
Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is going to be our fade this week here at $7,700. But this week, as we talked about with Murray, they're going up against the Houston Texans, which means that they might not have to rely on those big downfield throws as much, might get ahead early in this game, and there might be less targets for Hopkins downfield. He's also been relatively touchdown dependent in a lot of his big scores that he's been putting up, which means that if he's getting less of those big targets, he might be getting less of those touchdowns this week against that weaker Texans team. He's somebody that obviously has a very high ceiling, but we think that he also has a lower floor than he would in most weeks this week because of the matchup that he has.
I mean, if you want to pay up at wide receiver, might as well go get Hill, like we mentioned, more. I think Ridley does really well as well. I just think there's a lot more opportunities for those players, especially over someone Hopkins, who probably will have his team blow out the Houston Texans this week. Moving right along to the tight end position, and I mean, I can't go without talking about Kyle Andrews or Travis Kelce, 2 guys, studs for their teams that have had killer weeks recently. But we're going to go down there, and our play of the week is going to be Zach Ertz. I know. We've talked about what? Cardinals every single position. But he's here. He's making his Cardinals debut, and he will be that tight end number 1, that tight end that the Cardinals have been missing all year. This is the perfect opportunity for him to go out there and solidify his spot on this team. Tight end number 1 there. He's facing that Houston's defense, which we can talk about all day long. And I think his opportunity to go out there and solidify his spot on this team.
Our fade for the week is going to, at the tight end position, is going to be O.J. Howard. He's a guy who we saw put up a lot of points last week, but mainly from a touchdown that he got. And almost every other week, he's put up nothing. I mean, 3.1 points, 2.1 points, 3.9 points. Not exactly what you want to see at $3,400 in salary, right? I mean, one good week, and this guy's up here at $3,400. So definitely not somebody we should target, especially if Gronkowski is going to be there. I mean, this guy is most likely going to go back to being the blocking guard that he normally is, with a lot less targets to get those receiving yards and those touchdowns.
Moving right along to the defense and special teams position. I mean, Rams are $5,000. If you want to play cash and get a defense that will do well, it's expensive, but they should do really, really, really well this week. However, we have a minus 1,500 favorite in the Cardinals sitting at just around 3K. And that is going to be a core play for us this week. However, they will most likely be high owned as well. If you want to get a bit riskier, like I said earlier in the video, I'm not a fan of this Dolphins offense. So if you want to go down there, grab that Atlanta defense, 70 or 2.7K, bit risky, but I think they do pretty well as well. Patriots defense, 3.4K, also a really good target at the defense and special teams position. Our fade of the week, however, though, is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, lots of reasons why. How about you start us off with one on?
Yeah, I mean, this season, their secondary has been absolutely atrocious. They have not been doing well. And, I mean, they're going up against maybe the best team in the league.
No.
They beat the Bills. So, I mean, that's got to mean something. Yeah, I mean, watching what Derrick Henry can do to a good offense makes it difficult to love the Chiefs.
With A.J. Brown playing the way he did last night as well.
Yeah.
If Julio's back, I mean, we just saw how potent that offense was.
Yeah. And I mean, there are so many fantastic options on defense and special teams. You can pay up and get the Rams, Patriots against the Jets. I mean, like we said, the Cardinals as well. There's no reason to take as garbage of a defense as the Chiefs have been this season. Maybe this is a week where you do pay a bit more for your defense and special teams.
Yeah, and they're sitting at 2.6K. We just gave you a few options around that 3K mark. Mm-hmm. You will have $500 to spend with those value wide receivers. We said Right?
Very true.
All right, so that'll do it for us on the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. Week number 7, a bye week, but not a bye week for us. We're here to take all the money.
And bye week, more like a bye week.
Oh yeah, but bye it us. Thank you guys as always for watching the videos and putting up with my depression. This videos was not as fun without my Bills jersey, but we got a week to recover from that. As always, you know where to find us on Twitter at GordoGambles, at PlaysFace. Shoot us a DM if you have to. We'll be posting our lineups there on Sunday on my birthday. You know I would love some little birthday cash right there. So thank you guys for watching as always. Hit the like button and let's make some money. Ding!